let's get going.
We just did. Thanks for
All
coming.
right.
Oh shit. Well, now
All right,
I'm too shy.
Last week.
Last week, you guys were able to reunite the group in the dungeons of Fort Dracon. Fortunately, without any of you having been arrested in the first place. There was some initial confusion about Roland's identity, which resulted in him getting smacked
Thanks,
around a little bit.
You're welcome.
Also, he hit me.
And
Wasn't very nice.
You did.
I was just being in character.
So was I.
and
I was being double in character.
I was in character first.
right. So yeah. So you had some initial difficulties, and what was almost a excellent plan for escaping by ensuring that nobody could get in through the use of a grease spell went a bit awry.
Just a little though.
When Arresta set the grease on fire, causing Amic to run in fear, and then some shenanigans with various members of the group ending up getting knocked into the fire, having to be pulled out of the fire, and then Hegram straight up murdering a bunch of the guards. And then you guys booked it.
They had it coming.
Then you guys booked it.
They're on the cut.
All the way back to Mariel's house.
Yes, so you guys are now back in the alienage, hiding out.
More like nursing our shame.
That's true.
We did a great job.
Niram just got an actual keg of beer and just is taking drinks from it.
Yeah,
The whole thing.
You can't get any of it there.
Not in the aliens probably.
No. It'd be really watered down beer.
They have fermented water.
You call it beer water?
Well, they call it beer, but it isn't.
They call it sick prison wine.
It's kind of brown.
Go make some prison hooch.
They'd call it toilet wine, but the alienage is too poor for toilets.
Yeah. They have to brew it in flower pots.
It's like whole wine. Cheerily, good for us to think such cheery thoughts about the alienage.
Yeah.
Should we go there?
Well, you're there.
All right.
No, I mean,
Yes.
well, I don't have another map up, so you're gonna deal with this for right now.
I got where we left off.
We'll have to use
yeah.
the theater of our minds.
We went to
Yes.
sleep.
The theater of imagination.
So yeah, we're at Muriel's place, and I think we're just kind of... We went to sleep mostly just kind of ashamed of ourselves. Roland hearing the screams of the dying men in his nightmares.
In the
His
corner.
new best friend, Shadi Guardsman.
He keeps sobbing and going after Arresta's oat mead.
Yeah, those of you who are, pyrophobic, which is 2 of you, are not having fun dreams.
Amic never has fun dreams.
No, they're especially unfun.
Hmm.
Haunted by the screams and smells of burning humans.
Hagrim's currently working on how he's going to spin this to the higher ups.
We worked it out already. They were all in the take.
Yeah, no,
they were Darkspawn.
Yeah. They had
Yeah.
hordes. You just look at the faces. They're all kind of rotted. You can tell.
yeah,
They have
that's the ticket. Now
they
I
got
gotta
that
go
cape.
see my wife, Morgan Fairchild. See?
Damn!
So you guys all wake up the next morning, thankfully.
Yay.
Mariel's hovel is no less of a hovel than it was before. It's rainy out.
Niram will make breakfast.
So
No,
we can
Roland wouldn't know anything about that. Never mind.
we
No,
can click our
not-
health things and get a full night's sleep.
Huh?
We can click our health things and get a full night's sleep.
Yes.
Ah!
Like Niram dumps this like blackened piece of like coal-looking substance in front of you. Is like, enjoy your eggs.
Made you eggs.
Sometimes, Kenneth she puts an egg in her mouth and then squirts in the mayonnaise, and then she calls it a mayonnaise.
Oh, that's gross.
I don't get that reference.
That's okay.
So, yeah. So you guys wake up. It sucks out. Nira, roll me a cunning check. Niram's food is almost edible today.
Hey.
Hooray! Almost.
It's still black and burned. Well, I mean, you can't eat it. You will gain nutrition from it. It just tastes like ashes. Because it's mostly char.
Almost only
So
counts
great.
in the
So
horseshoes and
so that just triggers our pyrophobia all over.
The weird part is, it's not a food you would normally cook on a fire. But there you
It
go.
works.
Doesn't really work.
Kunari delicacy.
At least the ingredients for this were also horseshoes and hand grenades.
So you eat a filling and hearty and disgusting breakfast. And you're ready to face the gloomy, rainy day. Except, what are you going to do?
Our options are few.
Assault was piss poor, says Egram. So, just go punch that guy in the face. Nah. So
We're just gonna. That's the new plan. We're just gonna walk up to Blacktail and start beating.
I like how Hegram has osmosed everyone else's hatred of Blacktail.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
There's your nature versus nurture debate right there.
Look, I was okay with Blacktail until he had us all framed for murder. I had nothing to do with them.
Well, you do now.
I mean, granted, I have murdered now because of it.
Self-defense.
I'm sure it'll go over well when medieval Tommy Lee Jones tracks you down.
I didn't kill my wife. Yeah, but those 9 guards. Sure, you did that. Oh.
It's okay. Those 9 guards, they were NPCs, and they weren't even named.
They had red
For
shirts on.
city
It's
guards,
totally
but-
free game.
They had numbers. It
Yeah,
was like Streets of Rage.
Their lives have no value.
This week on Whycalibur, none of us have learned anything.
Perfect.
I'd like to read to you now from the works of Friedrich Nietzsche. So, yeah, we didn't get our stuff back. That didn't happen.
It sure didn't. In fact, your stuff did not appear to have been there at all.
So this
Maybe
is probably
it's all back
Blacktail.
in the inn.
Probably just Blacktail's rolling around in it like a pervert.
Well, he is part dog, so I mean, like dogs do
No,
like
he's
to
not
roll
part
on
dog
stuff.
at all.
He's definitely part dog.
No, he's totally part dog.
You don't spend that long as a dog and not take on some of those mannerisms.
He's very much like 80% dog, I'd say.
Smash cut to Blacktail alone in his chamber, staring longingly at his balls.
I can't chew them.
Da, 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 da.
That's really why he's pissed off at us. Not that we stopped his plans. It's because we broke the collar.
It's like this entire world smells like shit, but at least when I was a dog, I liked it.
Alright.
Blacktail's motives revealed.
That's his motive rant.
It's gonna be a great villain monologue. How am I supposed to let people know I'm happy? I don't even have a tail!
Nobody will rub my belly now.
He angrily pees on the carpet.
Starts chewing
This
on the
is
carpet
your
afterwards.
He's looking straight at us as he's pointing, and
Yeah.
this is because of you.
Never breaking eye contact.
Never. Oh, we are
Terrible.
terrible people.
You all lose 5,000 XP.
Hey.
We just turn back into babies. Baby age.
It's the
We're not playing that much.
Muppet Babies crossover.
I'm still
From now
old,
on,
though.
you'll only
need
see
to-
Duncan as a pair of legs.
Oh, there we go. That's even better.
Speaking of which,
Checkmate, 1980s nostalgia.
so Duncan, he's not going to be around for a while.
No, probably not.
So it's just us
Mm-hmm.
and Blacktail,
Mm-hmm.
and the king loves Blacktail.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't much like us.
Doesn't he?
Doesn't hate
Like
us.
He doesn't hate us,
Yeah.
yeah.
He just likes Blacktail too.
Though
I think
now
he
he
just is super jazzed about Grey Wardens in general.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, I can't imagine that Blacktail has been doing anything other than trying to, turn the king against us.
Niram will pipe up this and say that it must be that we must turn everyone against Blacktail.
Well, it's easier said than done. Do you have any ideas along those lines?
He is...
Ideas? You're talking
Yes,
to an
tell us
Orlesian.
more.
We invented discrediting other people.
Fair enough. What's your plan then?
Well, first, that that terrible business in the dungeon, we blame it on Blacktail.
All right.
Niram grunts.
Already, I'm sure they're talking about I'm sure they're talking about it. We can take people aside and say that lax standards and poor patrols ever since Blacktail has arrived have contributed to those deaths. In fact, I spoke to the captain of the guard. He himself was dissatisfied with the amount of control Blacktail is exerting over the prison staff there. So we might already have a potential in that we can exploit.
Do you think you'll still be able to speak with the captain of the guards? Or will they
Well-
recognize...
Probably best that I try not to do that.
They know that we were there. He will have already exploited this.
They know that you were there. Nobody knows I was.
Hmm.
Well, how many of the people who saw
Really?
us...
Can I get a cunning check from everyone?
Yes. Yes, you can. Wow! So dumb.
I got a good one
Whoa.
there.
Niram suddenly is like master plan here.
I love it when a plan
Okay.
comes to the Qun.
Everybody who beat a 10,
Yay!
how did they know?
Wait,
How did they know that there were Grey Wardens in the dungeon?
That is a good point. We did
No
discuss
one
that in
saw
ICU.
you.
No, I
And nobody
assumed it
saw the
was-
sword.
I assumed it was Roland's goons, but
Oh, right.
I'm
That
really
was
stupid right
OOC,
now.
yeah.
I should say nobody saw the swords and left the dungeon alive, except for the prisoners.
No, but remember when you guys got in, as soon as you got in, someone shouted about the Grey Wardens being in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder who someone was.
Well,
look at me!
OOC assumed it was Roland's goons,
Yeah.
but we don't actually know. Especially not ICU, so.
Well,
Right, but the reason I made you make that cunning check was so I could nudge you in a GM-ly fashion.
Right.
towards it being Blacktail. Because he
Towards
was also in the area.
Towards the goons, I think.
No, towards the
Oh.
reason that they knew that you guys were there was because Roland's goons got caught leaving.
Mhm.
And they knew he was Grey Warden.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
You did tell them.
Yeah.
So Niram will go ahead and bring this up and grunt and say, how did they know we were there? It looks squarely at Roland.
Roland will cough awkwardly and look to the side and... Well, when I was intent on rescuing you all, I might have recruited a few men of local color to escort me into the prison.
So it was your fault.
If that's the case,
It was their
then,
fault for not having their tongues about them. I told them they would be compensated.
If that's the case, then they'll know that you were there too, Roland.
Well, that's true, I suppose.
Perhaps
But-
they'll feel you died in the fire.
Well,
Well, if you were wearing the uniform,
that's true.
and you were already pretty burned
And I'm
up
sure
already.
some of those bodies are burned beyond all recognition. Thank you, Aresta.
Amick shudders.
And
Niram
you already
kind
look like half a crispy critter.
Niram will bang his fist on the table and say, there is no other way. We must expose Blacktail as Saravas.
As who?
Saravas. The Quinari word for mage.
Oh. Yeah, don't they already know he's a mage?
They don't really have a distinction for blood mage and normal mage.
Oh, okay.
All mages are dangerous things.
Well, we already tried to say that he was a blood mage, and nobody cared. Remember that, guys?
Proof.
We're wardens, you know? Do what we got to.
Proof. Wait, I know. Before I ran into you all, they had mentioned that that Blacktail had been taking prisoners off on his own for reasons nobody knew. If we could find out where he's taking them and what he's doing with them, that might be the proof that we need.
Interesting. No doubt he's using them for his own depraved ends. Or just sniffing their butts. I mean, he was a dog.
I'm glad we have thoroughly divested Blacktail of all narrative gravitas.
He's still the worst villain.
That's true. We also
Question is, how do we get the information? There's nobody among us who isn't a known face, except... You had another elf with you, didn't you?
She is, in fact, sitting right there.
Oh. Roland just didn't even notice her.
That seems pretty Eurasian.
Oh, there
Yeah.
she is.
Just talking above people.
He's
Oh,
actually,
there she is.
he's
He says,
actually
pointing
talking
at Kenneth.
He's actually talking to her, thinking it's Kenneth.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh, they all look the same to me.
Kate is just like face palming.
Like, hey, who are you? I'm Kenneth.
Oh my god, I just had a 5-minute conversation with another elf I thought was you. I told him to carry my stuff.
No, it's gone.
Damn it!
Forever.
Niram is also going to point out that we never actually successfully got into Blacktail's room.
He didn't, because he was there.
True, he was there. Big, fancy jester costumes. Bigger frills. Everybody gets frills.
By the way, none of you explained to me why we're in this place either, or
No.
who this
Kate looks at him very carefully.
this elven female is.
Close enough.
Well,
He had to say female very, very carefully.
Because
that's,
otherwise his head comes off.
That's Marielle. She was the assassin who tried to kill us earlier.
Framed
inside,
murder, little.
inside his head, he's like, "Don't say wench, don't say wench, don't say wench, don't say wench."
Oh, that's right. No. Assassin! What?
Yeah. I guess it's the thing to do here. I mean, not that we have any leg to stand on in protest of that type of behavior.
Niram looks amused that Roland just doesn't actually assume that all elves are assassins, or at least is surprised that assassins are a surprising thing.
No, he's surprised that she's still alive.
We had an arrangement. She helped us get into Fort Dracon.
Oh, well, that went swimmingly. Hope you don't think your debt is paid.
We did get into the fort.
Yeah, we actually got in nice and quietly.
As did I, until you burst from the sewer like a bunch of louts.
And your cronies gave us all away. Overall, the plan
Yes,
didn't
well-
go well on anyone's end. There's no point pointing fingers at this point. We need to get past this.
Point
and
is,
move
we were
on.
all trying to rescue one another. How
Yes.
heartwarming.
Yes, it's clearly
Yes,
we're
we were all rescuing
Yeah.
each other.
all.
Niram's going to let his frustration show and finally stand up and just make a sweeping gesture and say, "There is no other way. I am going to turn myself in, and that will lure the Blacktail out."
No, you can't.
They'll just kill you. I'm
Wait,
pretty sure.
actually, no, well, if hold on, if Blacktail has been taking prisoners off for his own ends, perhaps he would do the same to Niram. Amek, is there any kind of magical trace spell you can place on him, or scrying of some sort that you could do?
I know such spells exist. I haven't studied them extensively. Tigrum? You ever practice scrying?
Not a lot. No. Nope. I'm not a real scryer. I'm pretty quiet. I keep myself.
You're hiding something.
Well, perhaps between the two of us we could figure something out. Are you trying to avoid pooping your pants, Mike?
Oh, that was supposed to be a cunning test. I was like, why would you use cunning to avoid pooping in your pants? If anything, you would be using cunning to very discreetly poop, so that nobody noticed.
Using cunning to plan your route to the nearest privy after the fact.
Noticed you shook your leg by that potted plant. What was that?
There's another advantage of wearing robes.
Unfortunately, you shit yourself.
I guess we could put our arcane brains together and arcane lore something out.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to give
Possibly.
it a shot. Yeah.
However, while I admire your willingness, Niram, I think just turning yourself in would be far too obvious. It must at least seem as though you were captured.
Niram just kind of gets that smug smile on his token.
And that's how Niram fought the entire garrison in one.
He beats all of them, some more guards show up, and he's like, "Alas, I tripped over a rock. I guess you'll have to
Oh,
arrest
dear.
me."
Oh dear, my sword seems to have been flung from my hand, as if by magic.
You have some great sorcerers among you.
Blacktail's hurrying to say, yes, that was me. I don't know. I don't much like this plan, but I don't know what other options we have, short of attempting to find someone who would work for us and not sell us out.
And then everybody looks at Mariel.
Why don't you sneak into the palace?
Well, have you seen us? We're not exactly the kind of crew you don't notice.
Well, perhaps we could arrange some type of disguise.
It'll be easy enough for me.
I mean, what do you...
Somehow, I don't think throwing a cloak over Niram is going to make him any less suspicious.
We'll just
Well-
pull a Star Wars, and he can be the Wookiee. Roland goes to put the manacles on. He's just like, hands them to Amick. You put them on.
But no, the whole idea here was that we would potentially be able to sneak into Blacktail's room to check it out and see what's there, but we would need to be certain that he's not there. And I was assuming that, capturing one of us, quote unquote, would at least lure him out of his room long enough for someone to get in there.
That's true. I'm just thinking of how difficult it would be to sneak into the castle or at least for all four of us to do so. Since we only really have one person who's built to sneak around at all.
Technically
it's-
two, but he's like sleeping under the table at
Yeah.
the moment.
Well, if we create enough of a distraction, or rather, if Niram creates enough of a distraction, it would take the attention of the majority of the guards elsewhere, perhaps making it easier for us to get in.
That's true.
All
You
I
have
would really
like
have to
50
do is-
guards in the courtyard wailing away at Niram. None of them get past his fucking armor.
All I would really have to do is dress as one of the house elves, and then I'm in.
I hear there were some nice gardens in back of the palace. Perhaps there's some way in through there.
Yes. Kenneth can dress as a house elf, and I can be her lord and master. Perfect plan.
But what if someone moves for a sock?
No.
Or we could use a different plan. Perhaps
We kill Roland as part of it?
perhaps Kenneth could go in before us and let us in through a discreet entrance. It would, of all of us,
That
it would be
actually
easiest.
sounds pretty smart. Good work, Amick.
Oh, thank you, Hegram. Of all of us, Kenneth will be the one most likely to get in unnoticed, and the one most likely
It's
to be able
true.
to get us in. I trust in her talents.
Thank you.
Are we sure such a exit exists?
It's a palace. They're full of hidden exits.
Well, yes, but you need to actually know where they are to make use of them.
Well, we'll have to take some time to prepare, won't we?
You say this woman here was an assassin. Maybe she knows.
Amick turns.
Everybody looks at Marielle.
What?
Do you know of an entrance? A side entrance or a back entrance to the palace?
There's servants' entrances.
Ta-da!
Well, perhaps we could use that.
As good as anything, I suppose.
Now we probably.
Roland was
Hunter
disappointed at the word servant.
yeah, he's not happy about that.
Negative Nancy, Roland.
At least we won't have to go
When-
through the sewers this time.
Or will you?
Oh, I hope not.
When Roland goes through the servants' passageway, he'll temporarily rename it the Kingsway.
But I don't think Niram's going to be able to go through there at all.
No,
He's going to
you would-
attract a lot of attention.
You would have to create the distraction and get yourself
Wow.
out.
Yes.
These two
Okay.
parts of the plan are required to
I thought
work
we
in
were
tandem.
right. Okay, I thought we were doing that instead of the distraction thing. But if we're doing both, that's great.
Yes, as much as I dislike the thought of putting you at risk, old friend, I fear it's necessary.
Niram nods and just says, "Necessary."
And perhaps we should begin our preparations straight away.
What does Niram have to fight with?
Got a long sword, a medium shield, and a
He's got the
arm.
murder
He's
weapon.
got the murder
He's got a
weapon.
murder weapon.
Yeah.
Gigantic horns.
Yep.
There's enough, trust me. And of course,
Okay.
he was supplied with heavy leather armor that is incredibly revealing by the old elven ladies here in the alienage.
Yeah, he's got his.
It's like the
He's
like
got
the
his
leather
harness
harness in
and Subligar.
Subligar. Yes.
Yeah,
That was the joke that we
we
made.
already went
when
to
we got
Oh.
the
Subligar.
armor.
Oh, wow! And I can't. I was probably there for it, so I can't even. Use
Way to
that
not even
excuse.
pay attention.
But
He
it's
was
right.
too
good,
busy. He was too busy texting girls on his phone that he broke.
Damn.
Damn.
Couldn't handle that heat.
Yeah, how is Rosie Palm doing?
Oh, you motherfucker!
Damn.
I heard he was two-timing her with Pamela Henderson.
Oh.
Now we'll have to put
90s
a break
jokes.
into the recording here, so Mike can go check himself into the burn ward.
Damn.
I'll just. You say burn ward. I just say like opening the oven and sticking my head in.
All right. So is this a plan we're all okay with?
I
I'm
am
good with it.
Yeah,
perfectly
yeah, I'm
pleased
down.
with this plan.
It sounds like a fitting caper.
Yeah. Jared's sitting there, giggling, rubbing his hands together off screen.
It's more of a sinister laughter than a giggle. And Mike, you're leaning on the spacebar.
Steve.
Whee! All right.
So, what shall we need to prepare? Niram, you're the most logistically minded of us.
Guess I can go ahead and make a military lore check, see what we need. Perhaps, Jared?
Sure, go for it.
Nope, I wasted all of my cunning on the noticing that Roland fucked up.
And
You'll
making
require a
carbon
stinky
food.
cheese.
He's not too good at sneaking into places. Now, breaking into places, like with physical violence, that's totally his thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, Caneth, how about you? What will we need for you? Servant's garb?
Yeah, I can take care of that. That's easy.
That's probably the one thing in abundance in the image.
Yeah, that's like, oh hey, somebody has a change of clothes. It's exactly what you wear.
Do you require any type of papers that we could forge or anything along those lines, or will we just...
Papers? No.
All right. Perhaps...
I don't even think the elves that have worked there for years. I don't think any of the humans there know their names.
It's a sad state of affairs here.
Oh, that's how it's always been.
Surely not. I'm sure there must have been a time when it wasn't so dire.
Oh, can't live in a storybook.
Of course. So, you will need servants' clothes, and perhaps someone here who already works in the palace? Or would they even live here if they worked in the palace? I assume they still would.
Where else would they live? They're elves.
Yeah.
Precisely, yes.
Thank you, mysterious man.
That would, of course, be Marielle speaking
Yeah,
up.
I assume that was Maria.
It's just an old elf guy
Snidely.
looking by the window.
Just staring in. Where else would they live? They're elves.
Okay, now, do any of your friends from before work in the palace now?
Oh, it's been a little while. And she looks at Marielle. I don't even know anymore. Maybe I can try a cunning check? If that's what I need to remember this.
Yep. Brain things are generally cunning. You think that somebody who is a minor maid.
Aha! I may know somebody that is a minor maid.
It's a shame you don't know a mega maid.
Sucked a blow.
Well, I wasn't aware they provided those services within the palace.
That's an alarmingly naive view of things.
Well, it's not so much that they provide those services.
Ah, yes, of course. Anyway,
Dark fantasy.
enough
fantasy.
of this. Enough of this. We need to get to work. Hagram, you and I will need to begin studying, perhaps pooling our resources to see if we can find some type of way of finding where Niram will be going. Some type of tracking spell or a scrying pool or mirror or something. And Roland will
Don't get Orlay over everything.
need to practice sneaking.
Without getting your Orlesian
Come on,
Orlayness
some
all
aloe.
over everybody.
I should point out something.
I didn't
Are you pointing out that this is
hear
an awful plan?
anything you guys just said.
No, but
Oh.
I'm definitely pointing out that Mike is desyncing.
Uh-oh.
I can hear now.
Okay. I would point out that, as far as I know, that Roland is still wearing a
Oh, guards are
Denerim guard uniform.
Yeah, it's true. It's not like they know his face everywhere.
And a face is easily hidden or changed.
Yes.
Just gotta pull a knife and add more scars.
I could walk near him. I could walk near him in say I captured him.
Well, I think the idea was that we were supposed to like draw the guards out so it's easier to sneak in.
Oh.
So you'll
Don't
need
care.
to enter the palace along with us. I don't think that Hegrim, Caneth, and I alone will be able to pull this off.
That's true enough.
I'm thinking someone needs to stand in the way.
His guard uniform would probably be good for helping to fast talk, and also to like you can pull the excuse that you're like escorting servants up to Lord Blacktail's room. Or
Yeah,
something.
that makes sense.
Yep,
Yeah.
perfect.
Got to make sure we're not stealing anything.
Of course.
Yeah, true.
Want ears in your frills.
Now, do they have human servants, or are they just all elves?
They have human servants.
Alright. I'll need a wig and a barber.
Pegram rips off his frills and reveals less formal frills underneath.
These are the frills of a servant. They're my disguise frills.
No one will know.
Alright, so for Hegrim and I to try and figure out a tracking or scrying spell, which I know does exist in Dragon Age, because they kept using it in that one book.
Yeah.
Calling. We'll have to try and pool our resources, because Amic has totally studied a lot of magic.
I also have studied all the magic forever.
It's going to be great.
Well, you can roll arcane lore.
Uh-oh.
I don't have arcane lore, I've just got magic.
Cunning.
Oh well, we'll give it a shot.
Uh-oh.
You know of these sorts of things? I mean, you were able to sort of track things in the past.
That's true.
It's not easy. And when you did it before, you had kind of like a sympathetic link. So you would need something of Niram's to track him like that.
The eye patch.
I'm glad we both went to the same place.
I was thinking eye patch too, but no, that would be gross.
It would be.
Now we could just wrap a rag around his face for the eye patch and it'd be fine.
Saw off a piece of his horn!
I was thinking
more
a
like hair.
symbolic haircut, yes.
Yeah, hair or blood.
Or both.
Bloody
Blood
hair.
would be
Blood
like-
is how the circle mages do it with
The phylacteries.
phylacteries.
Okay. We can go with either. I don't care.
Alright, well we'll I guess we'll try to take a drop of Niram's blood, or some of Niram's blood, probably more than
Can't
a
get
drop.
through his armor.
Just sitting
Can't
there,
do
like,
it.
poking at his...
Okay.
Perhaps try an area not armored. Just poking at his shoulders.
It still doesn't work. He sticks his hand out for you, takes off his glove, you still can't manage it. Just damn it, his defense is too high.
There's gotta be a better way.
He can only harm
Dwarf
himself.
Billy Mays here.
Alright, so we'll, I guess, drain some of that into a bowl or cup or something.
Okay. Alright. There's a cracked old tea mug.
Perfect. That's what phylacteries are made of, right?
No.
Yes.
And we'll try and work our mojo on it. Would that be a magic check, or is that...
That would be magic spirit.
Okay. I have, let's see, no, I've got creation, so I don't have spirit at the moment.
If you guys are working together, then it'd be like a +1 to the roll.
Alright. Do you have spirit, Hegram, or you're chaos or something?
I have entropy, so
Right.
Chaos.
Chaos, entropy,
same
tomato,
difference.
tomato. Alright, so
Okay.
should we both roll, or is just one of us rolling?
One of you roll.
How to do it, or should I do it?
Well, we've both got 5 magic.
I guess either way, we're gonna bork it up somehow.
Yeah, you
Well,
go ahead.
Rochambeau for it.
No, Hegram, you go ahead. You're the more experienced warden.
That maybe?
Was that with the +1?
Yeah, that's +1.
Okay. You get a very faint link. You can, like, very faintly feel Niram's presence.
Oh, that's not good, considering he's.
And that's what
in
he's
the room
right.
with
Yeah.
us.
Doesn't even give a direction, does it?
You don't know. You're standing right beside him.
You should have taken 10.
I go outside. How does it feel now?
You can feel that he's in the building.
Alright. Well, it's better than nothing, I suppose. I imagine we can't try again, so...
No.
Yeah.
We just
It'll
keep
have to
bleeding
do.
Niram dry. Recasting the spell over and over again. Niram suddenly has no blood to stand up
He
with.
just passes out.
Don't spill that bowl, I guess.
Anemia is not part of the cure.
Don't worry, we'll return all your blood to you at a later date.
So now you guys have done blood magic, and
Great.
Again.
It's alright, it's nothing the circle hasn't done. Hundreds of thousands of times.
Yes, the circle. You would know all about that, wouldn't you?
Of course, as would you, I'm sure.
They just share this big wink at each other.
Hegram actually was a circle mage, I think.
Yeah, totally was.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, you know, I'll link at the other one. Dude, wizards gotta stick together.
Okay, so you have a faint trace on Niram.
Alright, it'll have to do.
Now you need 3 servants' outfits.
Yep. Kenneth, that's your job.
Yep. I'm gonna go see if I can hunt down that old friend from back in the day.
Cunning.
See a
Cunning.
guy about a horse.
Is that cunning searching? Or no, that's perception. Never mind.
You get lost twice, but you eventually find it.
Yay!
They live in a less bad part of the alienage. It's still pretty bad.
Their holes are much deeper.
They have much nicer wax paper drapes over their windows.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, you knock on the door. They're in because of the weather, and because it's really early.
Yeah.
Kenneth, It's been so long. They remember you
has.
immediately. You can't remember her name.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it has. It has. Oh man,
Hey,
how
It's
have you
super
been?
awkward. Hey, buddy. How's things?
How is the alien age?
Let's be frank. You just ask her how the crushing despair and poverty is.
Yeah.
I heard you came here with a bunch of humans.
I did.
Niram grunts back at the building for no reason.
Humans for the most part, yes. Look, I was wondering something. I need a favor. I know I haven't seen you in a while, and I know I'm just turning up on your doorstep and saying, "Hey, I need a favor," but I need a favor.
Well, what is it? We elves have to stick together.
I need a few sets of clothes. Servants' clothes that we wear up to the castle.
Oh. I think I might have some spares.
Be helping
Just
me a
let me-
lot.
Oh, all right. Sure. Just let me go look for a minute. And she comes back
With the guards.
a little while later. No, not with the guards. Comes back a few minutes later, and she gives you a bundle of, like, an armful bundle of clothes. It's like, I suppose you should work on. I'll need them back.
Oh no, I'll bring back clothes. I'll bring back clothes. Don't worry about that.
All right.
So,
Steve has caught on to what's happening here.
No.
she did ask for a female friend.
Well, good thing I already have my disguise.
We're gonna look great. Don't worry about it.
This would be a great time to put a break.
Look,
It seems like it.
we're wizards.
Until the next
We-
time, all the best.